NBA trade deadline approaches. What will the Cleveland Cavaliers do? I'm here to discuss all of that and much more. What is going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video, of course, talking, like I mentioned, some NBA, and with the NBA trade deadline quickly approaching, you guys are going to want to stay tuned and locked into this channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you are not already. Turn on post notifications. I'm going to be posting videos about not just rumors, but also once trades go down, my analysis of those trades, and much, much more. So you guys are not going to want to miss it. So please keep it locked right here and subscribe. But with that being said, we're talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers because, boy, there are a lot of sellers on this market. But, man, if there's a buyer, it is Cleveland, okay? They are the one team that is looking and needs to look and needs to make a move at this trade deadline more than anybody else. And there have been in a lot of trade rumors, obviously. And at this time of the year, you know, for me, there's a lot of rumors that pop up, man. And it's so hard to be able to just, you know, read into anything. So I don't. And what I do is I try to sift through these rumors and see which ones do I really think are going to actually have a chance of happening. Not even just which ones will happen, but even have a chance of happening. And so, obviously, I want to bring you guys the biggest names within the trade rumors. And so for today, that's what I'm talking about here with Kemba Walker, who has been mentioned in some trade rumors with the Cavs. Now, there have been preliminary discussions, but of course, nothing set in stone here. And really, with trades, everything sounds great and all, but I like to right away get to the financial ramifications of every trade, because that's how trades work, folks, okay? So on this channel, that's what you guys will find with the analysis. So I'm going to get straight to it with Kemba Walker, who's got about 2 years remaining on his contract at about $12 million. His contract is really nice, folks. It's really nice. Kemba's only 27 and 2 years left on a deal. It's a pretty solid contract. The problem is that Hornets want to offload one of their horrendous contracts with Kemba, okay? First of all, I don't know why they're trying to trade Kemba. But even if they are trying to trade Kemba, they're not going to make it that easy, right? That's the catch, okay? They're going to want to have you take on either a Nicholas Batum, who's got about, 5 years and like 100 something million left on his deal at like 22 million per. Let's see over here. We've got Cody Zeller. He's got a pretty bad contract. I'm not sure about Dwight Howard, Marvin Williams. So there are some players on this Hornets team that have some bad contracts that the Hornets are trying to offload, okay? If they're, in fact, trying to rebuild, and that is the only explanation I can think of for them to trade Kemba Walker, that is what they want. Well, here comes the problem with the Cavaliers. What the hell do they have to offer? IT, you can't trade at this point because there is no value in IT. He's been playing awful. Kevin Love is obviously out. LeBron, of course. Let's move on. And so what do you have left to offer? The Nets pick, okay? Yes, we have the Nets pick, okay? But let's talk players, actually. J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, Channing Frye, Jeff Green, Dwayne Wade. I mean, there is literally nothing in terms of substance value on this roster in terms of a young player on a good deal or anything like that. So obviously, just to make salaries match, okay, just to make salaries match in this trade, you would have to include Tristan Thompson, you would have to include Channing Frye, you would have to include J.R. Smith, and if you add more salary, you have Iman Shumpert for that. But really, those are the three. And really, is Charlotte going to do that? Now, of course, let's talk about the Nets pick. You can throw in the Nets pick, and that could entice the Hornets, okay? But if that Nets pick does not entice the Hornets, outside of the Nets pick, there's really not that much else. And with me, if I was the Cavs, okay, and if I were to offer J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, and this Nets pick, and Channing Frye as well, if the Hornets were to agree to let me get Kemba, but I have to take on Nicholas Batum, I might do that, okay? And I know it sounds crazy because you're taking back all that money, and if LeBron leaves, now you're screwed and whatnot. But here's the thing, and I mentioned this in my other video, folks. If LeBron leaves, it's over anyways, okay? It is over anyways. Your franchise, the amount of money you're going to have to pay Nick Batum, you're going to have that be the same amount or even actually much, much more in the value of the franchise that you will lose in terms of the Cavaliers when LeBron James, if he leaves, okay? If he leaves, that valuation of the Cleveland Cavaliers is getting cut in half, folks, okay? So let's not focus too much on life post LeBron. Let's focus on right now, because here's the thing. If you're able to bring over Kemba Walker, and I like Kemba Walker. To me, he's like a, I don't want you guys to go crazy here, but I think he's a poor man's Kyrie, because he can score with the best of them, and he can facilitate a little bit. Now, of course, he's a lousy defender, but again, you need a playmaker on this roster. They can make other moves, hopefully, to get some defenders on here. And really, with defense, hopefully, it's something where it's about effort, really. And LeBron, you know, turns it around on playoff time. Hopefully, this roster does as well. But with that being said, if Kemba Walker ends up being the difference for you, and now you've got Kemba, IT, LeBron, and Kevin Love, and he ends up being the difference for you, that could get LeBron James to stay, okay? So, to me, it is worth that risk if you take on Nicholas Batum. And Nicholas Batum's a good player. He's a good defender. You can add that depth to your team. So I would not mind doing that, and I would not mind giving up the Nets pick, but that is just me. The couple other names that have been out there have been Lou Williams, Tyreke Evans. Tyreke Evans is on a ridiculously cheap contract. I mean, 1 year and $3.3 million. You can trade peanuts for that man in terms of NBA money, if you know what I mean. And Lou Williams is on a 1 year expiring deal as well for about $7 million. So those are much more, I would say, much easier to trade in terms of what the salary you have to give back. Over here, Kemba Walker's salary is obviously a little bit more than that. And the asking price for those two might be less as well. So a lot of moving parts here. But like I said, Kemba Walker, to me, is the best option right now in the trade market. If you are able to lure him away from the Hornets, I think that is a win. He is still 27 years old. If LeBron leaves, you can maybe build around Kemba, okay? I'm not saying he would stay, but you could try it, okay? So for me, I would look to see what the possibility of this deal is. And if it is, in fact, the Nets pick that you have to give up, I am willing to do that for Kemba Walker. I'm not sure I'm willing to do that for Lou Williams and or Tyreke Evans. But I will also discuss that in another video if you guys want me to. So let me know down in the comments below if you guys want me to go in depth on those other players as well. But that is what I think, folks. Do I think this rumor will happen? I do not. I don't think the Cavaliers management and front office has enough creativity to make this happen. I don't see the Hornets really pulling the gun on Kemba Walker as their best player. So obviously Michael Jordan would have to approve this deal, and I just don't see Michael Jordan doing it. I think the Hornets will probably go back to keeping Kemba Walker. I think really what's been going on is teams call the Hornets, and the Hornets really don't even mention Kemba's name, but other teams say that's who they're interested in, and so that's kind of how that happens. So with that being said, do I think this will happen? I do not. I think much more realistic is Tyreke Evans and or Lou Williams and DeAndre Jordan. So that is what I think, folks. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree. Hit me up on my Twitter, social media, all down below for that. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe.